Pomio District seeing infrastructure improvements. O'Neill reinforces PNC policies in hometown. And increased enrolment for special education.
This is National EMTV News with Meriba Tulo.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us for Wednesday's news. Mungo Government Station along the south coast of Pomio District in East New Britain Province is remote and in need of many essentials for some time now. But the once colonial agriculture station is slowly seeing changes to its infrastructure for the first time in many years. Last year, there was an upgrade to the road network connecting Mungo with Kokopo town. And this week, a new police vehicle and a police house were launched to curb widespread law and order issues within the area. Edwin Fidelis reports from Kokopo.
Mungo is a remote station located along the south coast of Sinivit LLG of Pomio District in East New Britain Province. Census estimates put the total population of Mungo and its nearby communities at around 4,000. The people are scattered in small hamlets along this coast as well as others who have migrated to live up in the mountains and plateaus. For more than 10 years, the struggles for the Mungo people have been entirely on good roads and law and order, particularly the cultivation and consumption of marijuana. Yesterday, the Mungo people celebrated in a small but significant ceremony. They have welcomed a new police vehicle and a police house funded by the Pomio District Administration.
Now, me am mamas because the administration, district administration, lo Pomio, it looks away, lo police.
The people know all too well that having a good law and order system in place would mean more investors and government officials will come and settle here to provide services.
Now you may look away or some housing play me. And me understand. Because all workman marry all your own losing place here. Now if like in big play heavy lobby, lo find him narrow money can replace him with all workman in
But that is not all. Road infrastructures is also another big struggle for the Mungo people and others who live along this remote highway. In an attempt to put an end to the transportation problems, the district has invested over $500,000 kina on upgrading its roads that linked this remote region with the district headquarters at Palmalmal and the provincial capital, Kokopo.
You may got all infrastructure. Infrastructure, you may look road, yeah? Before you may not been got road 2015, yeah, me play work road long. First and second gear.
Mungo is one of the ideal locations in the province because it is the corridor that will connect the villages here with Masarau, where a multi-million kina oil palm mill is being built. The district is being looked after by Elias Kapavore, who was elected in 2015 in a by-election to replace the former MP Paul Tienston, who was charged, jailed and dismissed from office over misappropriation of public money. Political leaders and bureaucrats are viewed by the people as the deliverer of services. If the Pomio District Administration succeeded in upgrading the district's ailing infrastructures, then they would have achieved more than what their predecessors achieved in previous years. Edwin Fidelis, National EMTV News, Kokopo.
Sitting Yalibu Pangia MP and Prime Minister Peter O'Neill says the free education policy is yet to achieve its full potential. He said despite criticism, the People's National Congress will maintain its policies and move the country forward if its candidates get the desired number after polling. O'Neill made this statement during his campaign rally 2 days ago at Kewabi village of Yalibu Pangia district in Southern Highlands.
Under the presence of local police, the Yalibu Pangia sitting MP made a low-key arrival at Kewabi local level government for his rally. The PNC party parliamentary leader received overwhelming support and made his point clear to those gathered. O'Neill says PNC's policy of free education and free health is the cornerstone of developing PNC's next generation and securing the future.
And my past that's all you may start in this program here. You may astronomy go yet. You may not look in free education yet. And by taking 5, 10, 15 years, time out picking in school time. You may astronomy all this work because me change him country blow you may. You don't have the money change him, you don't have the one man change him, education but change him.
The last 5 years has seen the implementation of free education from elementary to secondary level. O'Neill said if PNC forms the next government, this will extend to tertiary level.
Straight more picking in Yumi, logo university Yumi walking here. Embassy you must train him all logo outside. There's la picking in by some good work. Sinan good but look at him you in the meantime him to
O'Neill is challenged by 9 other candidates for the Yalibu Panja seat, but the sitting MP and leader of PNC is confident of returning as polling looms.
So go on forming government, one time 1 member or 2 member. PNC party now you go to election, one time close to 55 member. Party blow come back. And no got Narbla party by forming government. You must think also PNC by forming government.
O'Neill's visit to the district is the 3rd during the campaign duration. Jack Lapava Jr., National EMTV News.
This month, opposition leader Don Pollier said if he takes government, he'll slash district funding of 10 million kina, remove free education and health policy and subsidize them. Last week, the Prime Minister Peter O'Neill responded to the Pollier campaign rhetoric that has caused a stir amongst the voting population. Bethany Harriman with this report.
When the People's National Congress Party-led coalition took office 5 years ago, the biggest campaign platform was free health and education. Part of that coalition forming government and becoming treasurer at the time was the opposition leader Don Pollier. In 2017, on the eve of elections, Mr. Pollier is campaigning to remove the free education and health policy.
The greatest want, the need of Papua New Guinea today is quality leadership.
The triumphant Heritage Empowerment Party leader says if he takes government, health and education will be subsidized and not free. The opposition leader also said he'd give autonomy to the autonomous region of Bougainville. The sitting Kandep MP's campaigning has been directed at the PNC-led coalition. The Prime Minister, Peter O'Neill, responded to the Pollier campaign oration last week.
They stand for no free education. They will cancel. That's what Don Pollier said. You know, they stand for no free education. They will cancel free healthcare. They will cancel DSIP. They will break up our country by giving independence to Bougainville. He's already committed to giving independence. When the people have not spoken, it will create autonomy everywhere. These are really serious national issues that are threatening the integrity and stability of the country. Now, that's a choice that Papua New Guineans have to make. Where politicians continuously mislead our people.
But while the Prime Minister has responded to the Pollier onslaught, there are others who feel free education and health are policies which aren't working. EMTV has aired stories of classrooms overcrowding and medicine not reaching rural clinics and hospitals alike. But the PNC-led government has improved health and education infrastructure in some parts of the country. Arguably, people may cast their votes according to what they see is tangible development. Bethany Harriman, National EMTV News.
Sitting Nipa Kutubu MP Jeffrey Komal is continuing his campaign in the Kutubu area of Southern Highlands. In a recent rally at Pimaga Station, Komal said the People's National Congress Party is confident of returning and continuing its work in government. Komal said for Kutubu, many services have reached the local community, which is proof of good governance.
With less than 4 weeks to polling, the sitting Nipa Kutubu MP visited people of Pimaga Station for a rally. Despite stiff opposition in the area, MP Komal was given a warm welcome by locals. The PNC candidate wasted no time outlining the level of service delivery in the Kutubu area. He says people must understand the policies of political parties and then vote for services and not for other motives.
Quick time to mass, meeting him on policies belonging. Meeting him on policies, meeting him you.
Kutubu LLG borders Hela, Gulf and Western provinces. In the past 4 years, Nipa Kutubu District Development Authority earmarked nearly $500,000 for services in education and health sector. Komal said this will improve if PNC forms the next government.
Me no stop 10 years, me no stop 15 years, me no stop 20 years. Now you not test him strong blow me yet. I will deliver. Me don't make it. Now you two work blow you.
Under Komal's leadership, Kutubu LLG has seen projects but at a slow pace. From records in 2012, the sitting MP was declared with a base vote support of 15 ward councils. Now that support has risen to 20. Komal is confident of retaining his seat.
Ask him you, but you think him school fee, blow picking blow you. Ask him you, but make him continue, long walking not double classroom.
Jekyll Pava Jr., National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, the People's Progress Party has promised to stop construction on the redevelopment of Port Moresby's iconic Ella Beach. Party leader Ben Micah has said he will stop the construction company at their own cost and put Ella Beach back to its original state. The construction started earlier this year with a planned 100 meters of sand to extend the beach line.
Sitting member for Kavieng and People's Progress Party leader Ben Micah yesterday called the redevelopment of Ella Beach a murder of a significant beach for Papua New Guineans, especially the Motokoi Tabu community.
These people are murderers. They have murdered our beach. Only kill him this Nambisia. Na time only kill him Nambis. And only kill him life long all keta pleasure and recreation loving people of the city of Port Moresby.
Ben Micah says the redevelopment for the sake of PNG hosting the 2018 APAC meeting is a waste of money when parts of Port Moresby have no water.
It's only for the foreigners. You know, 1 week of meeting will cost billions of billions. Exactly. What for when the people of Papua New Guinea don't have food? They don't have jobs. They don't have house. They are dying because no medicine. Come on, where is the priority of the Prime Minister, the Governor of the city, and the member for South?
He said if PPP forms government, it will remove any construction made to their iconic beach.
2 months' time or 3 months' time, this work will stop. This work will stop, and this company will be asked at their own cost to remove all these things.
When asked why now making a statement of the reconstruction of Ella Beach, he had this to say.
To take our land back, to take our rights back. Let us stop the prostitution of our country. We are indigenous people.
The redevelopment of Ella Beach is set to cost 45 million kina plus and includes a new 4-way lane and a 100-meter extended beach line along with a new landscape for Ella Beach.
The beach, and with the development at the western end, what used to be the sea park before, with the APEC house being built there, surely the beach will be completely new. It will be a transformed beach. It will be much better facilities for everyone than it has been up to now. So the city residents should be looking forward to that.
Adelaide Xerox Kari, National EMTV News.
Here with National EMTV News, we'll have the day's other top stories after these messages. Stay tuned. Welcome back to National EMTV News. A 5-day gender-based justice reflection workshop is currently underway in Port Moresby. The workshop brought together representatives of local community-based organizations working in partnership with Oxfam PNG to address gender-based violence and help victims at the local level.
The reflection workshop allowed representatives to present to other partners their operations, challenges they face, ways they overcome these challenges, and new initiatives they have developed to address gender-based violence. With support from Oxfam PNG, smaller community-based organizations are working together to address GBV and ensure justice is served for the victims. According to Gender Justice Program Manager Sarah Chapau, This opportunity is a give and take opportunity for many of the CBOs.
So it is a learning and sharing workshop. So they come here to learn from each other and to share all the good things that they have been doing, the achievements, the challenges, and hopefully, they go back feeling okay about different things that they learned from here and have shared with each other.
Now, through the open dialogues and presentation from other partners, each participant will learn new ideas and skills to bring back to their provinces and execute where necessary. The workshop ends on Friday. Mari Kauna, National, EMTV News.
Locals from the Algai clan in the Imbongu LLG in Southern Highlands Province have formed a community development association to address poverty and unemployment. The association was recently launched at Kaupena in Southern Highlands. Founder Nelson Yalo, a medical doctor by profession, urged the community to focus on agriculture.
Algai Community Development Association aims at assisting more than 2,000 people from the Imbongu local level government by addressing poverty and unemployment rate. The benefits of the association will see the community members receiving skilled training and social development training. This includes courses for small and medium enterprises or SME on how to start up a business and run it, training on agriculture on how to grow coffee and other cash crops, including such others. The association has already helped in identifying high school dropouts to join in SME activities.
So people are thinking of sensitive community. Sensitive community passing from Nagay, passing from Pilas, passing from Silit. Nah, passing from Okobat, people by sensitive. Look at the people. No side to help. Side to look at the money.
Founder of the association, Nelson Yalo, who was the former Deputy Health Secretary, started this association to help mothers and children. At the launch, he gave 25,000 kina to the association for a start. He urged the community of Imbongu LLG to start growing coffee using funds from the association. Yalo also assisted in building a health center at Kaupena and promised to buy medical supplies. Yalo, who is now running for the Southern Highlands regional seat, said his ambition is to help mothers and children receive good health care.
From growing coffee. Time all boy asking me long association. Me thinking all policy, me prepare him long lesson. One long all. Long straight in, sit down, long all mama, now all beginning. Me snap long lesson, long name, long all mama, now all beginning.
Algai Community Development Association was established in 2001. Today, the people of Imbongu only depend on vegetables as their main source of income. They would want to bring back coffee into the area as it was their main cash crop income from the 80s and 90s. Vasanata Yama, National, EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
Central bank governors and representatives from financial institutions around the Pacific have gathered in Kokopo, East New Britain, for the third annual Pacific Islands Regional Initiative Leaders Roundtable. The two-day meeting is hosted by the Central Bank of Papua New Guinea and the Alliance for Financial Inclusion based in Kuala Lumpur.
The Pacific Islands Regional Initiative is a regional body created to better address the unique constraints to increasing financial inclusion in the Pacific. Now, in the meeting, discussion centered on de-risking, which is having a huge impact on smaller Pacific Island countries that are remittance-based, as it is also an impediment to increasing access to basic financial services in the Pacific.
The theme of this period meeting is digital financial services in the face of de-risking. The theme is very appropriate because a lot of our countries in the region are grappling with the issue of de-risking, especially the closure of corresponding banking relationships. It is an issue of concern to central banks in the region and also other parts of the world.
Members of PIRI include the central banks of Fiji, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, Papua New Guinea, Timor-Leste, and Tonga. Leanne Gerari, National, EMTV News, Kokopo.
Having operated in Papua New Guinea since 1929, a strong focus on community initiatives has been the mainstay of Oil Search Limited's business. According to Oil Search Managing Director Peter Botten, the company's work in communities through its core business as well as through the Oil Search Foundation is key to the company's continued success. Mr. Botten highlighted this when speaking to EMTV recently. In recent years, Oil Search has worked on improving its partnership at all levels. According to the company, partnering, collaboration and strong relationships underpin their success in Papua New Guinea. This was a point reiterated by Oil Search Managing Director Peter Botten at the company's recent annual general meeting.
At Oil Search, we have a comprehensive strategy that covers programs through the company and our foundation to help deliver the legitimate expectations of our communities.
Building on activities from previous years, 2016 saw the company deliver sustainable development outcomes that not only support Oil Search's strategic goals, but will also have a lasting impact on the quality of life in PNG. According to Mr. Botten, of particular focus has been the work done at Tari Hospital, Hela Province, through the new Hela Provincial Health Authority. Since October 2015, Oil Search has delivered $2.3 million worth of improvements to the hospital's facilities, including a new tuberculosis ward.
It's a long road. I say to the staff at Tari that this road is to being, if possible, the best hospital in PNG. Is a long road. It's like going from Lae to Tari, and I think we've just gone past Nadzab. We're on the highway. It's a long journey, but we have made a difference. We have made a significant difference to the facilities, the infrastructure, and the quality of service. And I pay tribute to the staff that are doing that up there.
Oil Search has also partnered with government in delivering key infrastructure. These include the National Football Stadium, the Sir Manasupe House, as well as APEC House, which will be used for APEC in 2018. According to the company's annual report, in 2016, Oil Search spent $32.2 million to progress 12 projects for the Papua New Guinea government under the ITCS alone. These projects are planned to reach practical completion this year and include road infrastructure and hospital and school redevelopment in the Hela and Southern Highlands provinces. The fire service in Port Moresby has faults in its emergency lines. Port Moresby residents who want to get in touch with the Boroko Fire Station must use these alternative emergency numbers: 323-0495, Waigani Fire Station 7696-9059, Station Commander Boroko Fire Station. In Port Moresby, the Red Cross Special Education Resource Centre in Hohola is a safe haven for children living with disabilities. But there has been a slight increase of student enrolment this year that has ironically become a cause for concern. Melisi Goviro reports.
For many of these children, it is likely the only other place they are not met with odd stares or pity. They seem utterly oblivious to the world beyond this fence. Their happiness contagious. This is Noah Agino, the head librarian / teacher at the Book Belong Pikinini Library in the center that facilitates their lesson. Like the children, he's living with a disability and has been teaching children with hearing impairment at the center for 17 years through sign language. Francisca Sam, his assistant, on the other hand, quite fluent in sign language herself, handles a more hyperactive bunch. Because they don't each have the same disability, they are quite the handful, she says, but very eager to please.
They will feel shy, they will feel scared, but now that sign language is the fourth language of Papua New Guinea, and they said now it's inclusive, so we want to break the barrier between the disability and the normal children, so we are going to be there for them to help them, to do awareness so everyone can understand them that we are all equal, not because of the disability. We are all equal.
Their lessons are far from normal, and their methods of teaching vary with their disability. But in a glance of an observation, the two groups of children seem to function well in the same room. The Book Bilang Pikinini Library now plans to graduate this lot of children into the mainstream schools, something they have never done since the program was initiated. And of course, there are fears they may not fit in, and the likelihood of being mistreated for being different. But according to Francisca, facilitators of the program are working alongside partners and sponsor Kramer Osenko to provide a smoothest possible transition. At the moment, the management is content with teaching resources they have been sponsored with, but are appealing for more people to help out at the center. Melissa Gaviro, National EMTV News.
And now a look at the finance news. The kino closed unchanged at $0.3145 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kino was buying $0.307 $0.41 Australian dollars, €0.2715 and 33.87 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading lower, while coffee, cocoa, palm oil and copra closed the day higher. Crude oil and copper closed the day lower. And on the stock markets, the Dow Jones closed 50 points lower, the ASX at 6 points higher, and the All Ordinaries closed 5 points higher. You're with National EMTV News. When we come back, some stories making headlines overseas. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the news. Turning overseas now, the United States military has launched its first ever successful missile defense test involving a simulated attack by an intercontinental ballistic missile. The program is meant to help the US defend itself against the growing threat from North Korea's missiles.
It was the first live-fire intercept test of an intercontinental ballistic missile in history, a critical test at a critical time. The mock warhead, like this one used in a shorter-range test in 2014, fired from an island in the Pacific, more than 4,000 miles away at an airbase in California. The Interceptor, or kill vehicle, launched from an underground silo. A little over an hour later, the Pentagon confirming the test was a success. It has been called the ultimate precision guidance challenge, hitting a speeding bullet with another speeding bullet, making this test all the more remarkable.
4 miles per second as it goes towards the United States. So this is a very difficult calculation where you have to look at its arc and you have to figure out where the intercept is going to occur somewhere deep in outer space.
The missile intercept test was carried out after North Korea successfully launched its 9th missile this year, a short-range ballistic missile with Kim Jong-un watching, state-run media claiming it was more precise than ever.
Singer Ariana Grande is returning to Manchester with a star-studded lineup to play at a benefit concert just 2 weeks after the attack on the concert that killed 22 people. The show is being put on to raise money for some victims, but some people say it is too soon.
She's the global superstar who the victims of the Manchester bombing had gone to see. After the attack, Ariana Grande quickly returned to her home in the States, saying her heart was broken. But tonight, she announced this: the One Love Manchester benefit concert this Sunday. Free tickets will be offered to those who were at the arena last week.
Tell me what you wanna drink.
And she won't be performing alone. Justin Bieber is also joining her. Other famous names include Take That, who donated the proceeds from their Liverpool concert to the victims. And Katy Perry, who broke down in tears last week as she talked to fans about the atrocity. The concert occurs on the same day as a testimonial match at neighbouring Manchester United. The police chief here says he's confident his force will be able to cover both events.
you will see a significant police presence around both of those events, both with unarmed and armed officers.
Police have been speaking to families who were at the original arena concert. Most say they are happy, but some are not.
I personally don't think it's showing a great deal of respect to them. It's not giving them a chance to show their respects to their loved ones or for the individuals in hospital to get over their injuries.
But in the quiet dignity of St Anne's Square in Manchester city centre, there's broad support for Ariana Grande's return.
I think it's amazing that she's coming back, and I think it's something that should be commended, really, and it's something that, yeah, it's definitely needed.
The concert will undoubtedly sell out quickly. Ariana Grande says she hopes it will help heal the city.
The investigation into a leak against Russian meddling in the U.S. elections has extended to the president's personal lawyer. But Michael Collin has declined a request to hand over information of his dealings with Russia.
First time in more than 2 weeks, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer took to the podium, asked about the allegation that the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, suggested setting up a secret back channel with the Kremlin.
So does the White House dispute that happened? I'm not going to get into it, but your question presupposes facts that have not been confirmed.
Spicer did not deny the account, but took issue with what he called a shared frustration that he and the president have with the media. And then after spending more than a third of the briefing recapping the president's trip, Spicer abruptly ended the briefing.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it.
One reporter shouting out, "Is Kushner fake news?" President Trump has been downplaying the substance of the Russia investigation, but Republican Senator John McCain says that Russian President Vladimir Putin poses a bigger threat to the United States than even ISIS.
It's the Russians who tried to destroy the very fundamental of democracy, and that is to change the outcome of an American election.
All of this as the Russia investigation has expanded to include President Trump's personal attorney and close confidant, Michael Cohen. Cohen is not cooperating at this time, telling ABC News that he declined the invitation to participate as the request was poorly phrased, overly broad, and not capable of being answered. In response, the Senate Intelligence Committee that requested the documents from Cohen has now been granted subpoena powers.
You're with National EMTV News. Up next, some sporting updates in Trukai Sports. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. It's that time again where Papua New Guineans around the country place bets, paint their faces, display flags for the State of Origin match. Tonight we'll see Game 1 of the 2017 State of Origin, and even though the game is played miles away at Suncorp Stadium, Papua New Guineans will be eagerly watching.
Returning to make a statement once more will be the New South Wales, who lost all but the decider match last year. In the last decade, the Blues have won only one series, and that was in 2014. And the 8 years before that and the 2 years after were all dominated by Queensland wins. Now looking to make the win go the way, the Blues are going to take the field tonight with a lineup that for the first time is deemed as a much stronger outfit than the ones before. Mitchell Pearce and skipper James Maloney are said to be the best halves New South Wales has ever picked in the last 11 years, saying that both are in their prime and can complement each other well on the field. And Jared Haynes' presence in the centre will control the game to Blues' favour. Meanwhile, the Queenslanders will be looking to make tonight work even in the absences of Greg Inglis and gamemaker Jonathan Teston, who acquired a shoulder injury last month that has stalled him from playing in the Premiership and now Origins Game 1. With a much fitter Blues outfit and only Cameron Smith and Anthony Milford expected to pose any threat, it will be an encounter to watch. The match will kick off at 8 p.m. tonight. Dina Rose Ryko, National EMTV Sports.
And for the first time in 12 years, New South Wales are favourites heading into tonight's match. Here's the inside word from both camps a little earlier today.
Perfect conditions here in Brisbane for the Origin Series opener a little later tonight. Both teams in a good headspace heading into Game 1. For First, the Queensland Maroons. They've lost 107 games worth of experience with Jonathan Thurston unavailable, Greg Inglis and Matt Scott are also out. So a huge challenge for them. They embarked on their traditional team walk earlier this morning around Brisbane. And when the chips are down, well, the Maroons always perform best. They're still very confident tonight. Some intriguing selections leading into this game. It really is a changing of the guard. Queensland will have Anthony Milford and Dylan Napa on debut. And the Blues also with two rookies in Jake Trbojevic and Nathan Peets. New South Wales, they changed things up this year. They spent camp in Kingscliff on the far north coast, and they only arrived in Brisbane late yesterday. The coach Laurie Daly a little bit upset with some of the heckling they get from the locals, but New South Wales players nonetheless braved the streets today. They'll be walking around, soaking up this atmosphere here in Brisbane. Assistant coach John Cartwright spoke to the media earlier. He couldn't be happier with the team's preparation.
Yeah, we've had a real good week. Able to get on the paddock early, having no one carrying any sort of little injuries was a big bonus.
So there you have it, the stage is set. New South Wales actually favourites for a game in Brisbane for the first time in a long time. We'll see how that goes. Of course, Queensland have won 10 of their last 11 series.
And we'll be back with more of Trukai Sports after these messages. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome back to Trukai Sports. To basketball, the Twilight Basketball Challenge has 2 more rounds before it ends in June. Round 5 will take place this Friday at the Tauranga Aquatic Centre. The games will be played 5-on-5 and 3-on-3 for aged 16 and over. The last round of the 6 eventful weeks will be played on the following Friday, the 9th of June. The event is free and open to both male and female players of all ages. To bodybuilding, the NCD bodybuilders are ready for the 2017 Flame Flower National Bodybuilding Championships in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province. They've been preparing for the past few months and are looking forward to the championships. The competition is set for this Saturday at the National Sports Institute.
A total of 9 bodybuilders from NCD will be participating in the championships. NCD bodybuilding president Kenny Cooper says they have prepared well and are looking forward to the tournament.
We are prepared to go up to national championship in Goroka, and all our teams are ready. Myself and former Mr. PNG Lucas Women, we are ready to take up Mr. PNG post.
Today, the NCD team was presented with uniforms and plane tickets, sponsored by the National Gaming Control Board and Goodman Fielders.
The tracksuits and the tickets are very well appreciated. Our boys and girls are ready. We've got 5 boys and 4 girls, so they're all keen to ready. They've been doing a lot of trainings over the couple of months and looking forward to this, as this is another competition that they will also be keen on, and which is going to help them improve onto the PNG Games, which is coming up on the November.
There are 9 teams taking part in the championships. Bodybuilders will be vying for the Mr. PNG and Miss PNG title. The titles are currently held by Stephen Bomai and Misa Avesa. Tournament director Jacob Combe says the national championships will see many new bodybuilders take part.
I just called these guys on the ground in Goroka, and they confirmed that we are ready and we're looking forward to have this national championship.
The tournament is set to run this Saturday at the National Sports Institute in Goroka, followed by their annual general meeting. Elijah Levet, National EMTV Sports.
And that's it for Trukai Sports. Up next, here are the details for the next 24 hours. Stay tuned.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Here's a look at the weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region. Port Moresby, cloudy with some showers, partly cloudy in Daru, cloudy with some showers in Kerama as well with a top of 31. Showers and thunderstorms expected in Alotau and Popondetta. To the Momasa region, showers and storms in Ley, rainy periods in Wau over the next 24 hours. Cloudy with some showers later on in Madang, showers and thunderstorms in Wewak, cloudy with some showers expected in Vanimo. To the New Guinea Islands region, partly cloudy in Lorengau, cloudy with some showers expected in Kavieng, Kokopo and Rabaul, showers and some storms in Kimbe, cloudy with some storms in Buka, autonomous region of Bougainville. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg, you can expect some cloudy weather and rain over the next 24 hours, as well as morning fog. To end the news, Professor Sam Sirox-Curry, an academic of 27 years, believes he has the credentials to contest for elections. Running for the seat against the Prime Minister isn't easy, but the professor is confident he will put up a fight. Professor Curry held a fundraiser last Saturday. He is contesting under New Generation Party, led by sitting Goroka MP Bire Kimisopa.
Professor Sam Sirox-Curry from Kawabe village in Yalebu Southern Highlands has an academic background of 27 years. Prior to contesting for elections, he was the Deputy Director of Jubilee Higher Education. Professor Curry has written 3 books on PNG politics and has presented research papers locally and internationally. Confident in challenging the country's Prime Minister, Professor Curry said simply he is not contesting the Prime Minister but contesting for the Yalebu Pangia seat.
One thing that we have done is the unopposed notion of unopposed across the country that has been said. There is no unopposed. We have 9 candidates that are contesting. The second thing we are going to do with my team, we are working around the clock. That we take him to eliminations.
Professor Curry touched on education in the electorate, calling the TFF policy a scam, and raised questions on the Western Pacific University.
Our electorate is underdeveloped. Despite 15 years of having the current Prime Minister, our electorate is still underdeveloped, and people are suffering. People silently suffer.
The fundraising night for Professor Curry saw members of the New Generation Party out in full support for the Yalebu Pangia candidate. Professor Curry is among 8 other candidates contesting the Yalebu Pangia seat that is currently held by sitting member and Prime Minister Peter O'Neill. Merlin Diaukatam, National EMTV News.
And that's the way it is today, Wednesday, the 31st of May 2017. From the EMTV News team, pleasant viewing. Good night.